Look unapproachable but still be approached. Well, come closer. You've come to the right place. Okay, we're gonna do some unapproachable makeup today, but unapproachable in the way where it's just gonna look like you're just like, oh my god, like she's so intimidating and so beautiful. That's what you're gonna be giving, but then everyone's gonna want to come up to you because you're just so beautiful and magnetic. So my face is already moisturized and prepped. The first thing that I always do with my makeup is a little bit of a lip moisturizer, lip balm, if you will. This one is by Too Faced. It's the Pillow Balm. You can see literally how much I love this stuff. Just so that has time to sit and marinate while we do the rest of our face. My brows are a little bit grown out right now, so I'm gonna take my razor and just shave off the excess. I do this so that my eyebrows, should I ever want them to grow back, will grow back instead of plucking them, which I used to pluck them, so honestly, who knows if my brows will ever grow back. I always get asked what I use for my pink brows. So today I am using the Half Magic liquid lipstick. This is shade Mouth Cloud. It literally matches my hair so perfect. But I've been using this for my pink brows. And because my eyebrows are like mostly shaved and very thin, I don't really have to bleach them because you can't really see my hairs anyway. You'll see when I put the product on top, it kind of just blends in. And this look is gonna be very simple, by the way. Like, it is very easy to achieve this. And my brows are the easiest thing to do because I literally just do a line and then buff out the front. And part of our unapproachable makeup is looking very effortless. Like, we didn't want to really try too hard. So everything is going to be very, very minimal with a big emphasis on the eyes. So I'm not even going to carve out my brows. I'm just going to leave them like this. If you need to carve them out, if it's a little bit messy, you can. Or you could take a Q-tip with some micellar water and just clean up the edges if you don't want a harsh concealer line, which I do not want a harsh concealer line today. I want to be very minimal and effortless. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to line our waterline with a black liner. I usually do eyes first anyways, so it makes sense that I'm doing this, but we are also not gonna do any concealer today, any under eye concealer. And I'll tell you why. That was the NARS High Pigment Longwear Eyeliner, by the way, in black. And then before I do my strip lashes, I'm gonna go in with the Half Magic mascara. It is a tubing mascara, so it comes off super easily. And my eyelashes are super short right now because I just picked out all of my lash extensions. So no one say anything, okay? But the reason that we're not doing any under eye concealer is because, quite frankly, I think eye bags are very cunty. And it just kind of adds to our unapproachable look. So we're just gonna do a very thick layer of mascara, making sure to pay extra attention to our bottom lashes. So we have our mascara on. Next, we're gonna do our strip lashes. My favorite strip lashes are the Ardell 858s. These give me the most eyelash extension look out of any lashes I've tried. I went ahead and trimmed my lashes down. So I'm going to apply a very thin layer of glue to the band. And before I stick my lash down, I'm going to apply 2 dots of glue to my actual lash line, 1 on the inner corner, and then 1 on the outer corner. And I've noticed this makes such a big difference when I'm going about my night. If I don't do this, I always get some sort of lifting, but with this, I never experience that. So you wanna let the lash just get a little bit tacky. And when I apply my lashes, I always look down into the mirror instead of having it straight ahead to get it as close to the lash line as possible. Stick down the middle first, and then stick down the outer corner, and then we can stick down our inner corners. And I like to pinch my lashes together. And that's a lash. Now that my lashes are on, I'm going to add a little bit of an inner corner wing to connect the lashes to our lash line, if that makes sense. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna continue to look down into my mirror and keep the liner as close to my literal eyeball as I can. And then I'm just going to draw on a little line on my inner corner. And then I connect that to my waterline that I did. Take your time with this, but also because we're not doing any under eye concealer, it's really easy to just clean it up if you need to. This is one of those looks like I don't mind it being just a little bit messy. So now that my liner is done, I'm gonna go in with another coat of mascara. I'm using the MAC Stacked mascara, right? No, the MAC Stack Elevated mascara, period. And I'm gonna use that on top of my lash extensions or my strip lashes, and again on my bottom lashes. Just to give me a little bit more of a spidery look. Because I don't know about y'all, but I kind of love the look of a spidery lash, I'm not gonna lie. And again, you are totally allowed to be messy with this look because it's so easy to clean up when you're done. To clean it up, I'm gonna take this little applicator. You can literally use like a Q-tip or whatever you have. And I'm just going to go underneath and clean up my mess. I don't have to worry about any concealer getting smeared or smudged because we didn't use any. We're also gonna use a brow gel. This is by Milk. This is the Milk brow gel. And I'm just gonna go ahead and set my brows in place before I do my face. So our base is gonna be very light and effortless today because that just goes along with the unapproachable look. Like, I just wanna look perfect and beautiful. And like, I didn't even try, you know? This is one of my absolute favorite skin tints of all time, so good. I'm usually shade 4, but shade 4 is downstairs. So we're gonna use shade 3 today. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. And I'm just going to apply that in the center point of my face. And with this skin tint, you can either use your fingers. I like to use a dense brush. This is the Danessa Myricks. I think it's just her foundation brush, right? This is the Yummy Face 10 brush. And I'm just going to blend that out with some patting motion. I love the skin tint because it just gives you such a nice glow to your skin. And it literally barely looks like you're wearing any makeup at all. Now that that's blended out, I'm just gonna take a little bit of concealer. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. and just going in on any places that I feel like I need a little bit of extra coverage. So just on any acne and excessive redness that I might have. I'm just gonna use that same brush that I used for my skin tint and blend out the concealer. And I'm gonna use even less pressure than I did when I was blending out my skin tint, just so I don't budge anything, so I can get the maximum coverage out of my concealer. It's just a Milk makeup type of day, I guess. I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup bronzing stick. This is the shade Dazed. And I'm gonna be very minimal with this, but I'm just gonna go in on my cheeks and then slightly on my forehead, just to give me a little bit of dimension. But I'm not gonna overly contour anything like that. You can just blend that out with any dense brush that you have. This is one of those like random brushes that has no brand name and no number on it, so that's fun. I am a pink blush girl through and through, so today I'm going to use the Tower 28 Beach Please blush in shade Dream Hour. This is one of my favorite cream blushes, and I'm just gonna apply that to the upper and outer parts of my cheeks and focus it there to give me that snatched, unapproachable look. And I'm not even gonna use too much of it, just enough. And if you do find that you put a little bit too much on, or you got it a little bit too close to the middle of your face, you can always take your same foundation brush and just tap it away. We are going to be very minimal with the setting powder today because I love the glow that all the cream products give my face, but we still wanted to stay on, so I'm going to use the Huda Beauty loose powder. I think this is the shade Peach Pie. I'm just going to take a little bit on my powder puff and tap away the excess on the lid. And I'm just going to focus this on the places where I might have a little bit of texture to just disguise the texture, instead of putting it all over my whole face. Because I really just want a blurring effect, but I still want my skin to have a lot of life to it. And you can see that my skin still has a glow, but I don't look greasy. And after that's set, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm gonna use the NARS setting spray. This is one of my new favorite ones. And I'm just going to literally douse my face in the setting spray. So the last thing that we're gonna do is our lip combo. If you haven't already, go ahead and wipe off any excess lip balm that you put on earlier. I'm gonna start out with a light brown lip liner. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Cool Brown. And I'm just going to outline. I do overline my lips just a little bit, but y'all can line your lips however you like. And before I put any gloss on, I'm going to blend that out with a shade that's closer to my natural lip. This is the MAC shade Soar. And I'm just going to use this to blend into my natural lip. So you have the option to leave it like this, or you can add a clear gloss on top. I'm going to add a clear gloss because this is our final unapproachable makeup look. Very cute, very simple, literally the easiest makeup look you could ever do. But you just look so effortless and bitchy and unapproachable. But yeah, if y'all have any questions about anything that I used or any techniques or anything, let me know and I will be sure to answer that. But if you try this, also let me know what you think, let me know how you feel. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you gained something from this. And I'll talk to y'all next time.